George, it's amazing to think that the 1964 Cup final was 50 years ago this Friday. It was a wonderful day for the football club, if not in the result. You were there, you played a big part in it. Do you remember it like it was yesterday?
Some of it, yes. A lot of it, no. But it's amazing to think it's 50 years. Where does time go? You know, everybody says the same thing, I know, but a lot of happy memories, brilliant memories.
When you think back to that day, what are the bits that are the clearest things about it?
I suppose the final whistle is the clearest one, the one that hurt most. But the whole build-up of the day was just fantastic. I think to start with, you've got to realise how big the FA Cup final was 50 years ago. It was a huge event, world football, and there was a World Cup and a European Cup, and then the FA Cup came after that. It was even more important than the league. It's only since the Premier League has started that the FA Cup has dropped back a bit. You know, and now they played at 5:20 on a Saturday night, and so it's been shoved aside. But at that time it was huge, and to be able to play in it was a fantastic achievement.
You'd played in the FA Youth Cup 4 years earlier. You then got to the final by beating Swansea at Villa Park. From that moment, after that final whistle at Villa Park, did it hit you straight away, wow, we're in the FA Cup final?
Yes, that was one of the greatest feelings of the lot. When the final whistle went in the semi-final at Villa Park, didn't want to leave that ground at all, because we knew we were there. And but then it was I think it was 6 weeks, 7 weeks before the final, so it was a long time. But yeah, when the final whistle went to the semi-final, brilliant.
You're still fighting at that stage to get back into the top flight. You were fighting up at the top end of the table, and as you say, there were quite a few weeks to go. I mean, how hard was it to try and focus on what was such an important league period?
It wasn't too hard, but people think we fell between the two stools, which we did. Excuse me. But that wasn't deliberate. Because at Easter, I think it was Easter, 3 weeks before the final, we actually won 3 games. You know, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. So our minds weren't all on the final all the time. But yes, you're hoping and praying that you're not going to get injured, and it is a long time.
And the run up to that final, obviously the week or two before, you know you're coming up against players who now people look back and think, wow, you were up against some of the best players England's produced at the time. They were obviously the favourites as well at the time. Did that help in the run up to the game?
In some ways I suppose it did. Maybe we could relax a wee bit more, because if we did get beat, we were expected to. But we weren't thinking that way. Maybe other people were. But when you talk about the great Bobby Moore and Jeff Hurst and people like that, I was really looking forward to playing against them.
What was the routine like? When did you go down and head down to Wembley? We
went down to London Weybridge actually on the Wednesday. We stayed in the big hotel down there. I forget the name of the place, but it was at its own golf course, and so we were at home there. And we were looked after like kings, and it was brilliant.
What was do you remember much about the day, the travelling in? That in days gone by was as much a spectacle on the television as anything. The whole travel in from the hotel through to the ground.
Yeah, I mean the world stopped, didn't it? Well, Great Britain stopped for 12 o'clock lunchtime. You watched the teams come away from the hotels, as you say, and going to the ground, walking around the ground and out on the pitch. Big part of the day. To be part of it again, you know, they'll get boring saying it, but to be part of it was fantastic.
You see, it's an amazing place to get an opportunity to play. It's a footballer's dream, especially it's perhaps, as you say, it's perhaps diminished a little bit now, but in those days to get a chance to go and play at Wembley must have been just a phenomenal dream.
Oh yeah, it was a dream. But you have to get away from that dream because you've got a job to do. And if you go into the dressing room and you're still thinking, maybe dreaming a wee bit, but the bit that got me was when they started playing Abide With Me, the cup final, we're here, you know, and that's there's no way back then. You're going up that tunnel and you've got to go out and play and do the job.
That's it, I suppose. You went out there, and could you go out there with I suppose without fear, in a sense? People didn't expect you to win, or what were the sort of words and the messages being given by the coaching staff?
Oh yeah, we wanted to win the game. We knew that. I suppose we knew if we got beat, it was expected. But you don't want to do that in a cup final, do you? You're 100% out there to win the game.
It was in the end, it was an unfortunate defeat on the day. Was that one of the? Was it hard to take in terms of? Did it take a long time to get over losing a cup final?
Immediately, it was hard to take. Yeah, the final whistle, and you're deflated, and you're seeing them going up for the cup, and we've let our supporters down, and all these things. That was initial, and even in the changing rooms, okay, people tried to bring us back up by encouraging us. We did well, and it was only at night really that we realised that we'd done okay as the hours went on, because we went back to the Park Lane Hotel where all our wives and girlfriends had stayed from the day before, and we had a big reception back there. And later on in the night, all the big reporters from the media came over to our do, because the West Ham one wasn't good. The atmosphere there, they were a bit sick about it all, so they all came out to our do, so we were quite happy. And gradually we got lifted out of the gloom. So that made a good night there, so that was good.
2 years later, when you saw those players, a couple of those players lifting a World Cup and scoring goals in World Cup finals, did you look back and think, we didn't give them a bad game?
We did, yeah. I felt very proud by then, because people lifted us up. The people in the town of Preston, the city of Preston, were brilliant. They just picked us up. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. And we were still sick that we didn't win. But, yeah, to look back and see Bobby Moore lifting the World Cup, because that was the third cup he lifted at Wembley. And the FA Cup against us, the Cup Winners' Cup the next year, and the FA Cup all at Wembley. It was a fantastic achievement for him, Bobby.
50 years on now, if Northend have got a chance of getting to Wembley again, it'd probably be a fitting year to get there with that anniversary. It's 60 years since Tom's FA Cup, and of course his sad passing this year. It'd be a fitting year for Preston to get to Wembley.
That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? I'm not going to say too much about that, but I'm hoping and praying for the lads and for the club that we do get there.
As someone who has been there with Preston Northend, played there at Preston Northend, if Preston managed to get there, and there's a long way to go and a lot of minutes to be played, but if they managed to get there, what's the one bit of advice from your experience of having been with Preston there to take?
Just play as you normally play, preparation just the same, do what you do normally, and just go out there and play. Easily said, but you've got to do that. You can't get carried away with the day. You've got to go out there and play. So you keep your preparation just the same as it was for a normal game.
Thanks very much.
So all the best to the lads.